For almost 20 years, Portugal and Cristiano Ronaldo were the same thing. If Portugal won, it was Ronaldo. If Portugal lost, it was Ronaldo. If Portugal had a chance, it was because Ronaldo was on the pitch. An entire country built its identity around one man. And honestly, who could blame them? This is the greatest goal scorer football has ever seen. The greatest Portuguese player ever. Maybe even the greatest player ever. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Portugal no longer needs him. And that sentence would have sounded insane just a few years ago. Because for decades, Portugal was a team built to serve Ronaldo. Today, Ronaldo might actually be the only thing holding them back. And once you see why, you'll never look at Portugal the same way again. Let's go back. Before Ronaldo, Portugal had great players. They had legends, they had talent, but they didn't have consistency. Then Ronaldo arrived, and everything changed. Suddenly, Portugal had a superstar capable of deciding games by himself. The strategy became obvious: give Ronaldo the ball, create chances for Ronaldo, cross to Ronaldo, build around Ronaldo. It worked. Portugal won the Euros, they won the Nations League. They became a football superpower. But there was one problem. The system never evolved. As Ronaldo got older, Portugal kept playing the same way, and eventually, it became predictable. Here's the scary part. For the first time in modern history, Portugal doesn't have a Ronaldo problem. They have a luxury problem. Too many great players. And that changes everything, because for almost 2 decades, every Portuguese attack had one destination: find Ronaldo. But now, there is no single destination anymore. The danger can come from anywhere. One moment, it's Bruno Fernandes unlocking a defense with a single pass. The next, it's Vitinha controlling the entire tempo of the game. Then João Neves appears out of nowhere, winning every duel and covering every inch of the pitch. And that's just the midfield. Then you look at the attack. Rafael Leão can destroy defenders with pure speed. Pedro Neto can stretch defenses apart. Francisco Conceição brings unpredictability. Gonçalo Ramos never stops moving. And suddenly, you realize something. Portugal isn't producing stars anymore. They're producing solutions. Every weakness has an answer. Need creativity? They have it. Need pace? They have it. Need energy? They have it. Need goals? They have multiple players capable of delivering them. And that's exactly why this Portugal feels different. Because opponents no longer have one player to stop. You can't build an entire game plan around neutralizing one superstar anymore. If Bruno has a quiet game, Vitinha steps up. If Leão struggles, Neto can change the game. If one player disappears, another one emerges. Portugal has quietly become one of the most complete teams in world football. And that's something they've never truly had before. Because for 20 years, Portugal had the world's greatest player. Today, they might have something even more dangerous: a team. Here's where things get controversial. Portugal sometimes plays slower when Ronaldo starts, and before Ronaldo fans attack, this isn't about his quality, it's about age. Football has changed. Modern football is brutal. Teams press aggressively. They rotate constantly. Everybody runs, everybody defends, everybody moves, even strikers. At 41 years old, no human can do what a 25-year-old can. That's not disrespect, that's biology. The game evolved, Portugal evolved, but Ronaldo stayed Ronaldo, which creates a problem. Do you adapt your entire system for one player or build a system that benefits 11? That's the question Portugal must answer. Notice something. When Ronaldo isn't the main focus, Portugal becomes unpredictable. Goals come from everywhere. Midfielders arrive in the box, wingers attack freely. The tempo increases. Nobody is waiting for Ronaldo anymore. Everyone attacks, and that makes Portugal terrifying, because opponents can't shut down one player anymore. Who do you stop? Bruno? Vitinha? Leão? João Neves? You can't. That's the advantage. Portugal has become impossible to predict. This didn't happen by accident. Portugal is only around 10 million people, yet they keep producing stars. How? Academies. Their talent development system is elite. Clubs like Sporting CP, SL Benfica, and FC Porto are factories. They don't just create footballers, they create complete players. Technically gifted, tactically intelligent, mentally prepared. Every year, a new star arrives, and that's dangerous for everyone else, because Portugal isn't rebuilding, they're reloading. But there's one thing harder than tactics: emotion. How do you tell an entire country that it's time to move on from its greatest hero? How do you bench a player who gave you everything? You can't. That's why this situation is so difficult. Because football isn't just logic, it's emotion. Ronaldo is Portugal, or at least he was, but eventually every football nation must answer one question. Do you protect the past, or do you build the future? The greatest teams know when to transition. The hardest decision in football is knowing when an era is over. And here's the crazy part. Portugal's future has already arrived. This isn't a rebuild, it's already happening. The next generation is playing. The chemistry is growing. The system is evolving. And for the first time in 20 years, Portugal doesn't have one superstar. They have many, which may be even more dangerous. And that should scare every nation, because a Portugal without dependence could become the strongest Portugal we've ever seen. One day, Cristiano Ronaldo will play his final game, and football will never be the same. But Portugal won't disappear, because Ronaldo didn't just leave behind trophies. He left behind a standard, a generation, an identity, and maybe that's his greatest achievement. Portugal doesn't need Ronaldo anymore, because Ronaldo already built the Portugal of the future. And that might be his greatest victory of all. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more football stories, rankings, World Cup history, and the greatest moments the beautiful game has ever produced. Until next time, keep the football passion alive, and I'll see you in the next video.